Okay, guys, we are live here on the Horsepower Obsessed YouTube channel again. Just me, no Vet Syndicate this time. I'm here to talk to you guys about some seriously awesome and potentially saddening information that has come to us today from the Mid-Engine Corvette forum online, and that, of course, is the C8 Corvette Z06 allocations. They have dropped. We've gotten some allocation information officially from GM, but it's kind of not great news. So we're going to talk about all of it here in a second, guys. But I see a lot of you over in the comments section already kind of talking about what has happened today. So without further ado, guys, this is a live video, but we're going to limit it to 30 minutes or less. That way people who come in later for the information don't have to sit through all the jargon that we typically have on our Monday night live videos. So we will still do that, of course. But what's up, Vet Father? For now, let's jump into some of the information. We're going to get right into it for you guys out there who just want the information. So basically, right off the bat, like I said, we're at the midenginecorvetteforum.com. We talked a lot about the allocations for the Z06 within the last week, because we were actually supposed to get some allocations last week. We didn't get them. Instead, we got C8 Corvette base model allocations. But today, this was a rumored date that today we were going to get some allocations, and sure enough, we did. We got some Z06 Corvette allocations, and they're right here on the midenginecorvetteforum.com. But like I said, it's not great news for most of you guys out there. So we can actually scroll through here and get a lot of the information that you guys want to know. How many allocations certain places got. At first, a lot of people were thinking we only got 59 national allocations. And you might be saying to yourself, wow, Justin, 59, that is super low. The amount that we actually did get's not much better. So initially it was 59, and then they actually called around and got some better information. It's actually a little bit higher than that. It is 196. That is all the allocations we got today for the entire nation. And McMalkin and Criswell got zero. Zero. Literally two of the biggest Corvette dealerships out there, and they got none. Zero. What do you guys think of that? I mean, that by itself is nuts. But seriously, moving on, I know some of these places have kind of confirmed allocations without actually confirming them. One of them is Sioka. If you guys saw not too long ago, there was something on the Mid-Engine Corvette forum, actually, where they talked about Sioka having 32. So they released 32 of their cars to 3,000 status, meaning they're picked up by GM and ready to be built. And how would Sioka have known to do that unless they have 32 allocations? So if they got 32, they got a good portion of this 196 that's out there for the entire nation. It's really crazy. Very crazy. So even on the Mid-Engine Corvette forum, they say it's very surprising that the McMalkin and Criswell got none. Where did the 196 go? The next allocations would be handed out, at least per GM announced schedule, and that is going to be in September. So September 8th is basically when we will get some more allocations, it looks like. That's estimated, of course. It's always subject to change with allocation stuff, but this is pretty crazy. So if you guys remember the initial breakdown of the C8 Corvette whenever it first came out, I'm pretty sure we were in the thousands. And the Z06 is getting 196. Pretty crazy. I'm seeing a lot of the same kind of comments over in the comment section here. You guys aren't happy about this. I don't think anybody's necessarily happy about this, but it is definitely going to reserve that car. It's going to be tough to get one, to the point where it's going to be super rare to even see one. And I mean, if we're only getting 196, hopefully September brings a much larger allocation drop, because if not, I don't know, man, like this car is going to be really impossible to even find. But guys, scrolling through the browser a little bit more here, one of my friends, actually D'Anthony, his name is D's Rides here on YouTube, he actually commented and says that a guy that works for a dealer posted this as well with a further breakdown. 196 for the dealers, and the 59 number is actually the cars with the arrow, the TOF or the TOG. Those, if you remember right, we were talking about those being on constraint. After 59 of those orders go through, then the orders will be on constraint. So 196 is for the regular cars, and 59 is for the cars that will have that additional arrow. So I think those numbers get added together. Yeah, really, really crazy that two of the biggest dealerships are not getting any allocations. I can't stress this enough. McMulkin literally is just as large, possibly larger than some of the big Corvette dealerships out there, and they got zero. So again, Ciocca seems to have gotten 32 allocations, even though they haven't come out and said that yet. It seems like they got 32 because they've released 32 Z06s to a 3000 status, meaning they're pretty sure that's how many allocations they're getting. If I had to guess, they already know for sure. The 70th anniversary edition, the only reason that would be on constraint is because that comes with the ground effects that are on constraint. And yes, Timothy, Amelia got the press car. It's actually a 70th anniversary edition carbon flash painted car, which is super freaking sexy. But she's driving that car around, and that's awesome. Good for her. I know, given the fact that she was in the commercial for the Z06 initially, I figured she would get some sort of special treatment. I guess this is what she's getting. But guys, basically, anybody just tuning in, 196 total Z06 allocations today, possibly an additional 59 on top of that for the people ordering the cars with the T0F or the T0G kit, which is, of course, either the exposed carbon fiber or the carbon flash painted ground effects for the Z07 packaged car. Very, very interesting. A lot of people upset about this. If you go to the Mid-Engine Corvette forum, you're going to see a lot of comments like this where this person says it's very disappointing, extremely confusing as to why they did this. Very frustrating. I guess what's another 6 months at this point? A lot of people not super happy with the way that this is going down. And like I said, September 8th will be the date for the next allocation drop. And we can only have our fingers crossed that it's more than the more than 200 is basically what we got today. So as long as it's more than that, you guys stand to get the car. But man, it is going to be tough. This car is really proving to be tough. Like I said, guys. Again, if you remember the base C8 Corvette launch, it was a lot more cars available, a lot more allocations available right off the bat. This one, 196. And some of the big dealerships aren't even getting one. I know I keep repeating myself, but this is a big deal. It's really, really crazy that it went this way. But after that, guys, we can go through this. This is quite the rabbit hole, but we'll jump to the last page here, see if anything new has gotten posted. But yeah, so they confirmed today that Ciocca did, in fact, get 36 allocations today. So apparently not the 32. They actually got 36 that will be at 3000 status. Now, again, guys, just kind of scrolling through this because this is a thread that is just ever going at this point. A lot of people upset about this, but at the same time, this is going to keep that car extremely rare, extremely exclusive, which a lot of people actually did want. A lot of people wanted this car to be something that was more like the Lamborghini stuff. And actually, we got a correction here. So just not even an hour ago, John correction. Ciocca got none as well. The information provided to us by Dave Salvatore, which obviously works right at Ciocca, and he's as honest as they come. He says that they got 0. Count on that being a fact. So this is very confusing then, guys. If Ciocca got 0, I have no idea how they have 32 cars sitting at 3000 status. That is very interesting right there. Super Amelias C8 says that's why he pulled all of his allocations. People not liking the idea of waiting on the Z06. The vet father actually works at a dealership over in the comments section here, and he's saying it sucks on both sides of the table. It really does. I'm sure GM would love to get these cars out to as many people as they possibly could, but yeah, it's going to end up being a limited production car. Even if GM didn't want it to be a limited production car, it seems like with the way things are working in the world right now, it's going to be a limited production car, unfortunately. But let's move on, guys. There's a little bit more information I want to talk about here. Obviously, this was the big bit. The allocation info did drop today, even though it's been rumored for at least 2 weeks at this point. It was a rumor for today as well for about a week. I actually heard it pretty early from a salesman, but it was the same salesman that told me the price of the car was going to be way lower than it was, so I didn't want to run with that information, but it ended up being legit. So today the allocations did drop. For those out there who are looking for the carbon fiber wheels on the Z06, you can now get them without selecting the Z07 package. So if you want to get the carbon fiber wheels on your Z06 base and you didn't want to get the Z07 package, you can now do it. They changed the ruling on this, so if this is something you're interested in doing, you can do that now, according to the midengine-corvette-forum.com. Thank you, Steve-O. If I sit up a little bit more, it looks even more like a giant hat. I'm actually down in Miami. This is my room here in the townhouse that we have. So I'm not at the shop today because we're getting the floor done. You guys are going to see that in a future video. But moving on, we got a little bit more information. And some of you guys have already talked about this a little bit. Amelia, she actually has the first Z06 as a media car. She's not allowed to give driving impressions yet because it's under embargo, but I mean, just look at this freaking thing. This is exactly the spec I would have gone with, of course, if I was doing a 70th anniversary. The only reason I would not do the 70th anniversary on this car is because I don't like the interior color combination, but I love the carbon flash. I love the wheels. I love the red stripe on the wheels. It all just looks so good. Hellcat says, is this allocation for the month? It is until September 8th when the next allocation drop will come in. So we get allocation drops once a month. And the next one will be September 8th, which will then take place, I believe it said, on the 15th. So it's about a month away. Hopefully it's more than 200 like it was this time. The Juice 401 kind of says the same thing a lot of people have been saying. He doesn't understand why after 3 years production hasn't gone up at all. Do they like money? It does seem odd that we're still in a rut like this, but it could be a money grab. I mean, who knows at this point? It could be anything. But basically, if you guys want to get some C8 Corvette Z06 news information, this is the channel to be on. I'm going to do live videos. I'm going to do regular news videos. I'm going to do the videos with the Vet Syndicate guys, sit down and have a chat about the C8 Corvette Z06 and all the performance variants to come. It will all be done right here on this channel. But if you want to see this Z06 in action ASAP, head over to Amelia's channel. She's literally in the thing right now. She'll also be one of the first ones to give you driving impressions because she already has them. She just can't put them out yet due to an embargo. Yeah, Dave Sober, less than 200 are allocated. Rollout is going to be an issue for this model as well. Rollout's going to be a bigger issue for the Z06 than it was for the base C8. In the base C8, there's still plenty of people trying to get a base C8 Corvette, and they can't get the base C8. And now we're adding some serious difficulty to being able to get the Z06. This car is, in general, very, very hard to obtain. Yeah, I mean, this is not the news I expected. I thought if we got allocation info today, we were going to get I thought, honestly, we were going to get a little bit more than what most people were speculating. I had no idea it was going to be this low. I mean, there was rumors and talk that the car was going to be a relatively limited production because they were forced that way, but this is super limited. What do you think? Let me know in the comment section down below. Is this something you saw coming? Did you bow out because of the price of the car? Did you bow out because of how hard the car is going to be to get? Or are you sticking in there? You're hanging in there. You're going to get one at the end of the day regardless. Yeah, there was 50,000 people in line for a C8 Stingray 2+ year wait now. That's crazy. I know the Corvette blogger actually addressed there was originally 55,000 people on a list. I think it was for the Z06. No, it is for the C8. So that is actually an error. The Juice 401, that's an error. So I'll show you here on the Corvette blogger. It actually says that a recent Chevy dealer memo erroneously says 55,000 C8 Corvette orders are currently in the system. They actually meant 5,573. So there's one extra 5 in there. And you can read through this article here, but Keith from the Corvette blogger reached out and actually got a confirmation. You can see right here, the number was a typo. That number should have been shown during consensus was 5573. An extra 5 was added at some point, making the number seem bigger than intended. So even though it sounds like there's a lot of orders in line for the C8, there's actually not. I mean, 5,500 is still a lot, but yeah. Now, Dave, if you remember, Dave Sober in the comment section here says that less than 3,000 will be made for year one, and I said in the very beginning that I thought 5,000 would be the number for the Z06 based on the amount of base C8s that we were able to build every year. And I think It could be a little lower than 5,000, but I think it's going to be a little higher than 3,000 as well. It's going to be tough. This is going to be a hard car to get. Dave says that he doesn't want one. He's going to be a letdown versus the Stingray on the street. That I'm not 100% sure on, but I do see a lot of people in the comment section here bowing out. They're bowing out from the Z06 to get either a base C8 or something different. Porsche, Lamborghini. I mean, at this price point, you're talking about, you're pushing heavy into some of the really crazy supercars. But yeah, somewhere around 3,000. So I mean, guys, if you wanted the Z06 year one, you're going to be between 3,000 and 5,000 cars made, and you would own one of those if you end up getting one. But that's pretty much it. If you guys could, please go ahead, smash that thumbs up button. Let me know you're liking the content. I really just wanted to bring this out to you as fast as possible today, and the live video seems like the best way to do it because we can also talk a little bit about what's going on. But if you guys want any more information about what we talked about, you can always head over to the midenginecorvetteforum.com. You can dig through the details here where it will literally show you the allocation groups, everything from GM's official system to give you an idea of how the allocations are going to work. And you stay tuned to find out if your dealership got any allocations, or of course you can always call them. As of right now, the big ones, McMulkin, Criswell, and Sioka, are all confirming that they have not gotten any allocations today. So that 196 is not going to 3 of the biggest dealerships out there, which is absolutely nuts. I thought for sure Sioka got them because they have 32 of them at 3,000 status. But guys, let me know what your thoughts are down below. Give me a big thumbs up on the channel if you like the content. Subscribe if you haven't. And for the most part, guys, I'm going to go ahead and check out on this live video. I know it was a short one, but I want to keep it short so the people that come in here after the fact can see the same kind of content, same kind of news as you guys. Thank you all for tuning in. Please smash that thumbs up button. And again, let me know in the comment section down below if you're liking the content and what your thoughts are. Are you going to stick in there for a Z06? You're bowing out, getting something else? If you are leaving, let me know what car you're going to get instead of the Z06.